And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Welcome everybody, and welcome back to Formula Sundays. Tonight we have a nice, well, half full grid, I think. Quite sure what happened with Astral actually. He's meant to be spectating as well. Or if he is driving later on, maybe he has to go and just sets up the lobby or something. But yeah, here we are, 11 drivers, Jimsky. Playing from the front line in Russia, apparently. And yeah, otherwise the usual suspects who've been here all years long. Back at it again. Okay. I think Jimsky just killed a man. The two... oh god, Racing Wolves. Was about to call them Alpha Tauri, but I'm not Alonso, I'm afraid. So it is not the two Racing Bulls. One is a Williams actually. Yeah, Eric and Jimsky out on mediums as usual. I think Seagull said he was gonna start from the back this time around, for real this time. We'll see about that. He also claims he is not good on this track yet again. Which is probably quite alright regardless, because he is still clearly Toro Rosso. It does look more like a Toro Rosso, no? Like, it kinda does. But yeah. Where was I? Yeah, the Seagull, 30 points in the clear currently, so more than a win at the halfway point of the season. Clear of Sid, 120 points to 90 points on Sid's account. And then I think whoever comes afterwards is like 40 points behind them. I think it might be Kingsman with 45 points. Like, it's absolute despair out there in the Drivers' Championship. Constructors is looking similarly grim, though not that bad. Aston Martin here is sitting on 149 points, and well, I forgot the exact number the Alpines have, but they are like about 30 points behind as well. They have something like 120 something. So yeah, championship battle so far going very well for Seagull. And yeah, today there's a bunch of names in the mix who could make it even harder for Sid here. Hunter had exceptional pace last weekend. Got probably a little bit unlucky with the strategy. It's a gamble after all, these changeable conditions races. But yeah, he did get a podium there if I remember correctly. Here we have Lewis getting third for now. Martin was quicker and so was Glenn Selk. Jimsky, okay. Jimsky, Janeman all out on the Inters, and so is Seagull here. Yeah, I can only imagine this being hell. Probably like one of these tracks where you really throw your car into the turns instead of like properly turning, as we've seen it here by these guys a little bit at least in the last few turns. Just because I think that requires less downforce, and so you can get higher top speed. This man cutting the track there a little bit too much. Fanta in the Red Bull, currently sitting on provisional pole. 10th ahead of Glenn Selk. It has not left the pit yet. And he is still stationary. Let's see. I think Jannemann is cooking now. Yeah, leaving the pits. On softs actually, so... Gonna see him race. I think the times where he was just starting with the others at the back are kind of over. Though I think he did not even do that much to begin with. And yeah. New game apparently not the shit for him. A little bit behind on pace compared to who he was competing with on the older seasons. In last season, really only butchered the championship in the very last race. Oh boy. Martin, yeah, taking a look at where he's gonna get his big impact in the race already. Really preparing for lap 22, where it inevitably is gonna happen. So, let's look at Jannemann here. Have decent first turn here. Does get good traction down. I mean, first half of the track is really not super interesting. There's really only 2 turns. It's kind of hard to get good speed onto this straight here, though. He does get a slipstream even. Very nice of probably Eric. Let's see if he's gonna return the favor as soon as he goes on his in-lap. A little bit wide, could have been closer to the apex. But overall, not looking horrible thus far. And this one looked good as well. Took decent speed there over the curb and a 104.6. Yeah, it's a good bit away from the top guys, but at least he is ahead of Martin. Oh my god. Is that contact? I mean, he probably would have gotten a penalty if there was contact, but that is definitely on Eric. Taking maximum slipstream there, or trying to take maximum slipstream. And accidentally given Jannemann a little slap on his way. Does not look like he lost too much speed. I mean, he has not set a lap time yet, so there's no comparison for him here. 5 flat after middle sector. We'll probably watch Sid's lap next. Or soon, I guess, so we can get a good benchmark if 45 sector is good. That was 100% illegal what Eric did there, but well, the lap counts for now. Grimsky, another run on the Intus. Kingsman is actually going. Interesting thing is that you pretty much use up all your ERS in the first bit of the track, and then you can recharge a little bit on your way downhill. Kingsman here even putting it on none from hot lap. So he can probably use it all right here. Yeah. And of course on the start from straight in the very, very end. Kind of the preferable system really, I guess. Like, I don't really like that, like either you do it full manual or you just leave it alone. The system with you have hot lap ERS and no real, and like you still have to push it. Kinda doesn't make much sense for me personally. It is not using so much on his first bit of the track, unless he's now draining his entire tanks down this straight. Or he's just very confident that he's gonna set a good lap time regardless. So let's see, middle sector. The 44.7 to Eric's 45 flat. And I think there was a purple middle sector as well. So that seemed to be very good. And Silk jumps to provisional pole, but how long will he stay there? A little bit longer at least. Its first run does not match Lanselk just yet. Let's see. Hansen. Invalid lap. Yeah, okay, Seagull is still going on. Intus, let's see. Martin seemingly on an out or in lap? Probably out lap. I don't think you recharged that much. Probably cuts turn 1 and then decided to go for the one here. So let's see what the McLaren driver can cook. Himself being alone here tonight. His teammate evidently not there. And here he goes up the hill. I don't know, like this might just be game perception. But like the entire uphills look so much more steep IRL than they look in the game. Like the height difference on such a short track even, kinda really insane. To look at, almost as bad as like turn 1 in Kota tonight. Just a very, very interesting turn because you can't really see because the hill is so steep. Martin 5,000 down. He needs 0.4. I don't think he's gonna catch Sid with that. Banter's the first one to breach the 104s. Martin is the next one to invalidate his lap. Oh well, maybe we have to watch Fanta next time round. Let's see, Eric. Yeah, he's up and running. It's a hot lap for him. Oh, 0.2 up for him. 47.8 is just slightly behind Sid. So, yeah, he could beat Martin here. Yep, big improvement. Does not beat Martin actually, whoops. But sizable improvement regardless. He's just behind the McLaren driver now. But yeah, unsurprisingly on an in-lap, Hansen has apparently spun. Not sure where Martin is going. Yep, he's going in as well. Jimsky once more. Is Eric? No, Eric is not fast on this lap. So yeah, no active driver on track. I don't know, like if or how many there are in the chat. But given we have F1 still ahead of us, any like thoughts on the action? I feel like it has been a, well, considering it's a F1 weekend, pretty eventful one at that. I don't know. The Verstappen sprint kinda came a little bit unexpected. But we have like a prediction group where we, for sprint races, we do like pick 5 1v1s over the grid, right? Like, and it's like randomly drawn. Like first off, you draw one person between rank 1 and 3 or something. Then between 4 and 8, 8 and 12, 12 and 15 or whatever, and 15 and 20, right? And then you draw someone who is within 2 positions of that guy. And a legitimate a legitimate draw for that was Perez versus Hülkenberg. And the best thing is, it wasn't even clear who was gonna win this in the first place, and in the end, it is in favor of the Haas driver. Kinda really mad thinking about it. What is going on in real F1? What is going on here is Jimsky is, yeah, throwing his car around the track in a blistering pace. 3 minutes to go, Jimsky retired into the wall. Lewis and who else? Eric on outlaps here, as well as Martin, who's gonna start his presumably final attempt in a few seconds here. So, going up the hill, not much to talk about here. DRS of course enabled, pumping out the energy. And then, yeah, very hard to make this turn right. You wanna, yeah, like get on the power ASAP of course, but then, given it's such a sharp turn, it's easy to wheel spin. Martin managed that pretty well. Starting to go down the hill again. Take the curbs. I think the middle one could have been taken as well. Sprint was good yesterday. Yeah, I unfortunately couldn't see it live because I got no Sky anymore. Yeah. Crazy that Nico actually finished higher than Paris. Yeah, it is. Honestly, he might have just made the wrong choice going away from the Haas for next year. I think, man, Kickers looks despair. And like, I guess he's getting the Audi at some point, which is probably gonna end up being alright for him. But, oh my god, next year is gonna be a horror. What is Paris doing at this point? Yeah, to be fair, I find it like incredibly interesting now that you have Lawson versus Tsunoda, because I feel like it's kind of a battle for who is the next young, in quotation mark, talent that you want to set to go into a Red Bull. And heck, I mean, like, Pinto is doing pretty amazing so far, I think. Would be a shame if he was gonna be left without a seat for next season. But I still think, like, I don't know, if Red Bull keep Paris, they're high. Like, what the hell are they even doing? Did he even get a race win this year? I feel like he must have had one. I feel like whenever the situation is looking like especially dire for him, he just bangs out a random race win, then is never competitive again. Like, Paris, no, okay, fair. I mean, admittedly, the Red Bull is just not overpowered anymore, so I guess it's even harder for him to win. But yeah, it is interesting. I'm so curious about next year. What is going to happen? Like with Red Bull, of course, if they stay like strong on this regulation for another year, or well, who's gonna drive for them? Even though I think it's gonna be Paris. Well, I don't hope. Hamilton for Ferrari is gonna be wild. Honestly, this is like, I don't know, man. Like, your best friend is dating the most annoying person that you know, and you're probably gonna have to put up with them a decent amount. I'm gonna leave open to interpretation who I think is who here, as yeah, Fanta just secures his pole even more. Affleck Lenzer got a good PB. Yanneman improving a bunch as well. Kingsman, last one standing. They showed Hadjar yesterday, and I thought never let Hadjar and Notorium team. Honestly, I don't follow F2 enough to know much about Hadjar. I've heard the name, but yeah, I'm just gonna trust your judgment that he is a crazy hothead as well. I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of love. Like, I hated Yuki in the beginning. And I guess that's like the way it is with rookies that crash a lot, don't really bring results, right? Like, it's why people hate on Mick as well. But really, you just gotta give them a little bit of time. Like, Mick as well. He's probably, let's be real, he's probably not gonna return into F1. Which is a shame, honestly, because I think he, like, even without the name, he could just band square have a seat in F1 if he wasn't, like, in the worst team for the first season. But yeah. How many seats are there still open for Real F1? It like, okay, Red Bull technically is taken by Paris. He has like a contract extension, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Aston seats are technically not decided yet, but it's also quite clear that they're not gonna change. McLaren is set, I think, and they would be stupid if they changed anything. Mercedes. Well, no, yeah, okay. I keep forgetting that they confirmed Antonelli, so I guess that's gone. McLaren is gone. Alpine should be, yeah, Gasly and, oh, was it Porsche? There's not much left, really. But yeah. Let's go to Formula Sundays instead now. We are going to look at the tires. And interestingly enough, no soft runners. It's probably one of the tracks where soft medium is not actually a viable strategy to finish the race. Jannemann on hards, and so is Lewis and Keaton. Yeah, gonna be a little bit of the outcasts here. In a full field of medium runners. We've seen tire discrepancy be like a huge thing in past races, especially at the start. I wonder how bad it's gonna be for Jannemann here. He's gonna get eaten alive, similarly to it happened. I forgot who it was in the last race. I think Kingsman may have just spun around. Oh no, it's actually... Oh no, it is actually Kingsman, yeah. Ah. I see, Fabian has sent me source for his claim that Hadjar is a hothead. We will of course not watch this now, we will instead watch the beautiful parking jobs our guys are doing. Martin and Jimsky, not the best job at doing that. DRS disabled, interestingly enough. Lights are on. We're watching from very far away as the grid starts moving. And Jannemann with a good start, honestly, on his hards, keeps P3s more than he could ever ask for, I think. Side by side here is Kingsman and Lewis. Hansen got eaten alive by both Jimsky and Seagull on the start, who are now stuck between, or rather behind, the two hard runners. Jimsky with the rear end on Kingsman. Drops down to last position for now, but not too far behind the grid, so no major damage done for him. Hope Kingsman has no damage to the car. Lock up smoke left and right. I think it must have been Jannemann there. As yeah, the grid is just nicely in order through the first lap, and 36 of those are gonna be driven here today, which is gonna be, yeah, quite a lot, honestly. It's the shortest lap length-wise, like driving-wise. I think Monaco is shorter, of course, but you don't reach the same speeds as you do here. So we're expected to have like 45 minutes or so of driving here. Oh my god. Yeah, Seagull absolutely backstabbing Kingsman. And Martin has been slapped by someone as well. Bro can't go one race without. Really unfortunate. Eric here making a move onto Sid. Not making it stick though. But the two of them stay within a second to Jannemann, which is main important feat. I think Jannemann honestly in a pretty good position here. He's on the hards, and it seems like he can keep up with the top two so far. Which is great. As soon as he loses DRS, I think he might be in a tough spot. But yeah, so far, just happy sitting behind Fant and Glenn, and seeing them swap positions every other lap. Kingsman and Seagull. Now Seagull ahead of Kingsman, of course. Is probably a pretty decent combo, because Kingsman can just not overtake Seagull and act as sort of a block back to Jimsky. Question is what happens as soon Martin gets involved here. Yeah, after whatever incident happened there, Martin really the driver in the toughest spot right now. Glenn and Fanta changing positions, and there's multiple rear ends occurring here. Jannemann there caught off guard by Glenn, slowing down a bunch because of that rear end. Sid is gonna take advantage of that, goes up the inside here. I think the Mercedes pilots can't really do much against this. He's on the outside line now. And further up, now we have Martin and Seagull as well. Ooh, I mean, hit that spot like a tiny bit earlier. Both of them are gone, because the wheels are just going to get glued to another. But nicely done, I guess, by the two of them. Yeah, Seagull looks like he's losing his car, but this is just how you do these turns. Kind of slide in, regain traction. Martin driving away smoother line. I suspect this does have an influence on the tires as well. Let's see what the top three are doing here. Jimsky being overtaken twice. Gap between Martin and Eric splitting the top 10 here, growing ever so larger. Hansen and Lewis battling on the very end of the field. Jannemann also on pretty decent ERS numbers. Does not need to use much, say, with the cars in front. ERS certainly helps. But yeah, all that fighting going side by side. Gonna be fight regardless. And the top guys can't really like get away very well if they are fighting. Seagull is back past Martin, and it seems like he will stay there for now. Kimsky just behind as well. Those Kingsmen on the hard tires, of course. Up into the last few corners. Martin there, a little bit of a slide as well. Now the top guys again at it. Gonna get past Glenn for sure, but can they do more here? I go around the outside. Oh yeah, he did get very good traction out of that right-hander. Lots in the slipstream just ahead of Glenn. But neither of them can launch an attack on Fanta in this lap. But as said before, it's not so relevant yet. It only matters towards the later stages of the race where you want to have a solid ERS battery. And of course you need to be close to the car in front to make an overtake and to win the race if you go for this endurance play. There is some time penalties flying out. Glenn and Janneman pretty much receiving one the exact same time. It's probably going to be last turn. Frequently cut one as you can just cut it very well. It feels very good to just cut the turn. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, yeah, it's not allowed, but it feels like it makes sense, and you're not really punished for taking too much curb unless you cut. So yeah, a lot of drivers take the risk. Close call here between Fanta and Sid, but the overtake on the straight is clean. Go MQ go. Yeah, where did MQ go? SMH my head. Imagine getting your laptop a place. Play game. This post was made by the PC gang. So Janneman, I don't know. I think he shouldn't get involved here probably, and he is not really oh okay, he's getting involved a little bit. Not using too much energy, I see. But yeah, I think at this point in time it does probably make sense for him yet to really attack and like go for race lead. Try to wear down the tires of the cars around here. But yeah, I think he should really, for this point in time, just survive on his hard tires and yeah, get an advantage. He forgot his laptop charger at his sister's house. Oh my god, I read girlfriend, but that would have at least been like, well, W got girlfriend, hog, sister. That's just weak sauce. Unless you live like in the Alabama region of Lebanon or something. I just don't know who to support. All of them are my enemies. Oh boy, that is a very competitive way of thinking. Go Doom go, yeah. I'm not driving because I would just be too strong. That is the sole reason. My car has been reported to be 3 cars wide several times, just given an unfair advantage. They could just not go past me with DRS. It's impossible, actually. Oh, yellow flag. It is Hansen with a spin. Turn... Well, I think they call this turn 3, right? Because they all the little left dents in the straight after turn 1. They call that a turn. Oh boy, the rear ends are certainly coming out here. Happened one or the other time. Oh yeah, Azerbaijan, good old times. What? Oh yeah, three way. I'm not sure what is going on with my head, honestly. Like, I've just drank half a can of energy drink because I was like so tired and I'm almost sleeping. Not that the race is boring. Like Austria, I love Austria. Even it gives like so much racing and like stuff to see. I don't know, man. Maybe I picked the unenergy drink. I'm not entirely sure. All right. Let's wake up. So sit in the lead in the meantime, as we stay here with the group that is further down, but it's now closing up to the top group. Yeah, I did just clap my cheeks. Surely this is not gonna be used against me. Oh boy. Fanta, with intention to use the inside of the corner against Sid. But, well. Wait, wow, who? Did they go tight through the DRS detection point? Neither Sid nor Fanta enabled their DRS. Meme reviews gonna love this. Yeah, I do. You know I am fully aware when I'm saying stupid shit. I just love to give you content. Because I do not care. Which makes all the stupid stuff I say inadvertently ironic with this statement. All the voice cracks you hear, intentional. It's all for the content. Oh my god, Jannemann is flying, man. That is German engineering. Hard tires. Cooking up here. I mean, Fanta, I thought he was like mega overshooting, but he was even able to make this turn pretty tight there. Which means he was by no means overshooting. Just able to brake way later due to the grip advantage still. And now look at this. We have the top 9 within like 2 or 3 seconds. Almost even cut the turn, yeah. Lewis has spun. Ferrari cosplay completed. Yeah, this is just NASCAR with some extra steps here. These guys... Oh no, NASCAR turn left, right? Yeah. It's mostly right turns, but... where? Oh! Whew. Is that Jimsky gone? Oh no. Jimsky is now, yeah, very far away from the others. Martin has left the building as well into the pits. But I guess that's sorta expected to happen if you like race through each turn by like 0.1 apart with every single car. I'd say the amount of rear ends we've seen here is definitely yeah, it's higher than usual. At least most of them have been inconsequential. The top 3 are now kind of making a run for their money, trying to get away from Eric. Pit lane entry coming out by Sid. That, I think, pretty decent for Jannemann, who has to lift here because he's just too fast, doesn't want to overtake just yet. Eric also into the pits, but yeah, the reason why this is so great for Jannemann is that he has a little bit of a window now, and him and Glenselk, they are 2 seconds away. Fanta, okay, he's just naturally conceded these 2 positions with DRS. I thought there was something happening. Let's see, yeah, no, Glenselk is too far away. He's probably gonna head into the pits this lap anyways. I am curious though how everybody else is getting through the field. Lewis is gonna be like a minor roadblock in a bit. 14 laps on the mediums is where it's at apparently. Yeah, even Seagull and Fanta coming in now. So last medium runner is Hansen, and he is yet to pass the pits again as well. So yeah, what we can expect is, I guess, hard tire runners hitting around lap 21, 22. Oh, and Hansen just stays out a little bit longer. So, Eric and Martin have closed back up to Glenselk, who was briefly a little bit away. Also still struggling to catch Lewis as of now. Oh no, Sid was just behind Lewis, right? Yeah, Sid is already past Lewis already. "13 seconds away from Kingsman." I wonder how strong the undercut is here. Jannemann beforehand has been with the top 3. Do you really only lose like 16 seconds here? That would surprise me. Strikes me as very little time lost. I think this is one of the quicker pits, but yeah, still, I'd be surprised if it was that quick. So Lewis probably gonna fall at least once in this straight. Hey, Glenselk's just going past him completely off-road. Martin going through as well. There is a rear end. I think the front wing survived. Martin now under attack from Lewis, and I think... Wait, who has spun there? Must be Hansen, no? Or why is... Okay, yeah, he may have just spun in turn 1. It looked like he may have misjudged the pit exit or something. But he's still on old tires. So, field torn apart a little bit. Really curious to see. I don't think this is good for the hard runners in front, by the way. Martin also losing his car a little bit, but good catch before he left the track. And still within the DRS, so not too big of a worry. Eagle and Fanta, they are a little bit delayed. I feel their undercut, or like overcut rather, really cost them some time. And they're being behind Lewis still, whereas everybody else is through already. And yeah, Jannemann's lead is melting away against Sid. I think he's losing about his second per lap here. Was 16 seconds in the start, I think. And now we're down to 13. And of course this is going to continue to go down for as long as Jannemann is staying out, and he needs to for a little bit longer at least. Fanta with a fall. lap. Oh my god, and that is Lewis gone. I blinked and I honestly probably missed the point where contact would have been if there was contact. So yeah, if someone saw what happened, inform me whether it was murder or it was just Spinala. Mulgrid, yeah, Kurtzer. Hi. Not too great this time around, to be fair. We've been like 15 or 16, I think, for most of the races up until this point. Might be because it's just a little bit early. I know Middle Eastern guys are all missing. Maybe it's due to the time. But yeah, fortunately enough, Austria still provides some action. Jannemann very early to the pit, I think. Everybody else struggled on the mediums on 14 laps, and 15 lapper were the last pitters. But he probably does not want to get undercut too much. He's almost behind Jimsky here, which is kind of crazy considering Jimsky did get spun. Oh. Who else do we have? Eric is keeping up with Glansout at least, but Sid now has the big advantage of being away 3 seconds from the Williams. All of them, of course, before the pit stops had been in one big bulk pass. Glansout staying out that extra lap lost him the gap to Sid. And here we saw Eric getting a time penalty live in 4K. Kingsman pitting. Curious to see where he comes out. Okay, I was about to say, like, the Aston mechanic sleeping or what? And yeah, Kingsman will come out far behind Jimsky even. I mean, I guess he was 3 seconds behind Jannemann, but he lost another 2 seconds by going a lap later. Martin up in the mix with the Williams here, so looking to claim P2 provisionally here. A bit of a tight one here. Leaves ample space on the outside. Glanselk spots in ahead regardless. And well, it seems like we have a new little group forming that will battle itself and leave Sid to his win, which is probably great for the Drivers' Championship. Sid currently 30 seconds behind Seagull in P2. Well, there's a time penalty for Fanta as well. Already has one, it's the second one at least. Austria is of course one of the tracks where you collect a lot of them as well. Just very quick, sharp turns. Oh boy. These guys sure can't decide who drives where by any given time frame. Lewis with fastest laps. Yeah, fastest lap point gone. You guys like or not like? Kinda sad for it, but I also see why they do it. Because like the way it happened with Ricciardo is like, it's just not fair. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if how that is fair in the first place. That Red Bull like has 2 teams in quotation mark, and they can just say, Daniel, like, bro, you're like a lap behind anyways, just get some softs and set a quali lap real quick please. Or for a guy in another team, technically. There. I'm not sure if the fastest lap point is actually the problem, or if it is that Red Bull has 4 cars. So yeah, I don't mind too much, but I personally found it interesting in cases where you have like a certain gap. And it's like close call to go for the fastest lap. And then you can like gamble to do it for like the extra point. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. Kinda sad it's gone, but I understand why, so don't really mind it too much in the end. I wonder if they introduce something new though. Maybe like reintroduce it in sprint races only or something, because I think they don't need to pit in sprint races, right? Like technically everybody is on the same grounds, and it makes more sense there. But yeah, would probably not stop abuse. So these 4 guys here, 5 guys even, Seagull, Glensock, Fanta, Martin and Eric, about to be joined by Janneman as well, locking up heavily here on the right sides. See Jimsky caught up with Kingsman. Wonder if he can get past him. Oh boy, yeah, and Toru is up in the mix as well, no? I think Toru is behind, between Janneman and Eric. It's good for Janneman, I guess, because he gets DRS now. Not good for Hansen here, sorry, Toru Hansen. Because he gets penalties for ignoring blue flag. But I guess Janneman will say thank you for giving me sustainable DRS. Not here though, I think. He almost... Oh, okay, it worked. He really outbroke himself there to just gain that tiny fraction of time that he needed to get back within a second. And now he's there. I mean, ERS... Bro, that's the word. God. Fluctuation, I guess, is super high around here. You can spend a lot on all the straights, but you also regain a lot through all the heavy braking zones. Yeah, charging up the battery again in the DRS should not be too difficult of a problem for Janneman to solve, but of course, Hansen retired in the pits. Of course, Janneman ideally wants to get through the entirety of this field here. With his medium tire advantage. It remains to be seen how easy that is gonna be. Oh boy, slight contact there between Fanta and Glenn. Almost spinning both of them out, but they move. Oh boy. Oh, a little bit dangerous reactionary move by Eric there. I think Janneman saw the gap already, was ready to just yeah, take a try up the inside when Eric ran wide, but Eric closed it mid-turn again. Fortunately, Janneman could slow down in time. His tire advantage is kind of going to waste though here. Not really too much that he can do here. As the battle for P2 still ongoing. I mean, Seagull just needs to keep his car on the railroad. He's gonna have guaranteed P2 here as well, because everybody is on time penalties except him. He can't get past Glensack on this occasion. Yeah, them battling in front has brought the rest of the field closer to them again. And there's Janneman and Eric with time penalties. I think it is about time we look at what we have here. Janneman and Fanta on 6 seconds. Eric as well, everybody else on 3. And Janeman at least has made it through half of this little group. I think Martin's just gonna take his position back again here. 8 laps to go. Still a decent little amount. Oh my, side by side action here. Eric having a look on the outside. Martin, yeah, giving him enough space here, I think. Eric has to remain behind for now. Good defensive driving by Martin and ambitious attacking coming through by Eric. Oh my god, and Janeman is dead. He is not dead, in fact. He looked a little bit deader than he was. He is still going on fine. He is gonna receive points regardless, I guess. It's only 10 more drivers in, but that's of course unfortunate for him, because he seemed to have decent pace on this track. I wonder, wait, has he even lost a wing? Yeah, okay, no. Was gonna be surprised if he hadn't, but his front right is pretty much non-existent at this point. So yeah, that rips up the group a little bit. Kingsman a decent chunk no, he was always behind. Kingsman and Jimsky are still catching, I guess, but now it is on Eric and Martin. Catch back up to Fanta, Glenn and Seagull. Jimsky getting himself a second time penalty here as well. And the DRS train goes on. Seagull might have found a little window here. He can hold this. I mean, DRS is so powerful. It looked like Glenn Selk here was too far away to make the move to swap positions this lap. Maybe he still is, but Seagull is not far enough away to gain a sizable advantage of that. And Martin was spun around. Not entirely sure what caused this. I mean, Eric was nearby, so statistically. Yeah, I mean, statistically it's still hard to decide if Martin just winded or if Eric had his hands in there. Martin with another spin, tires are probably mega hot right now. Yeah. So, it is really only Seagull, Glenn and Fanta here. Oh my, Fanta just stings through the two of them on the inside. Goes through entirely. Glenn Selk now down to 4 for the moment. Jimsky and Kingsman swapping position as well. See what Glenn Selk can do here, but he can't do much against Seagull, apart from sending him deep. Jimsky concedes position to Kingsman again as well. Glenn Selk, yeah, trying to go side by side through here, but that's rather difficult and not really worth it. Lose a lot of speed, both of the drivers. See that now by virtue of Fanta suddenly being 0.7 clear after just 2 millisecond turns after his overtake. 0.7 is not enough though, as there is enough slipstream to gain the time all back on the first. Second straight, third one is the one where even a move might happen still. Martin with a second time penalty. We go forward drifting through the turn a little bit. Jimsky and Kingsman changing positions. Kingsman now on the better tires, of course. Jannemann fastest lap point, not a big surprise. Question is just whether he can catch Lewis or not. Gonna be 7 seconds for him. Yeah, I don't know. He needs 2 seconds a lap, but I feel like that's probably possible by the pace advantage and tire advantage that he has as well. So, Golensalk versus Seagull and Fanta. Number 33 probably. Oh, Seagull with a time penalty. That is actually a rare thing. Can't really remember when I've seen him with a corner cut penalty the last time out. Usually he's like very consistent with it. A little bit of contact there by Glenn. Seagull. So, yeah, I mean, having a look at the other battle here, Kingsman Jimsky is going to be an exchange of position every other lap as well. But also, interesting battle is Jannemann Lewis, and it does look like Jannemann is gaining time rapidly. Not rapidly. It seems like he's gaining like about half seconds a lap, more than the 2 he would have needed. Oh boy, that is a very wide running Jimsky. That is most likely a free overtake for Kingsman here. But also most likely going to be countered by Jimsky on this straight here. So, broken at the moment there by Kingsman. I think this fine, yeah, does not. Yes, Kingsman a little bit, sends him a bit deep. But other than that, yeah. Go further from he's losing his car on the exit every now. That is kind of crazy to see. Yep. That was 100% going to be a time penalty. This one is probably a warning as well. He's getting around the track, but how he does it is, yeah, in mysterious ways. I don't know. Like, I've seen a clip from Kota, where like F1 drivers get time penalties for track limits. In the penultimate turn, I think it is. And then you can see like a clip from IndyCar where the optimal racing line that these guys take is just 5 meters away from the actual track. They just purposefully seem to run wide every single time and then just make it back on track like just before the next turn. It's so weird. But yeah, we don't do that here in F1 City. Oh, and I think Jimsky has spun, yeah. Jimsky lost a whole lot of time to Kingsman, and I saw a car being slow in the middle sector. That must have been him then. Seagull passed Fanta once more, and so is Glensalk here. Has contact between the 2 of them. Jimsky another time penalty due to multiple warnings. Martin seems to have spun here. Getting overtaken by Jannemann as well. Lewis pitted for soft, so I guess Jannemann here with the position gained regardless. Not gonna gain another most likely. As Jimsky seems to have spun in some sort again. Even every other series. Wait, It's last lap already. Oh my god, I was so not prepared. I thought we had one more. Okay, yeah. I mean, GG's, I guess, to Sid. Good win. Seagull recovering for second. Glancell coming in third. Yeah, like if you couldn't tell, my brain did not really wake up much, even after this lap. Fanta fourth. Kingsman and Eric getting points as well here. Jimsky gonna roll over the line backwards. The other one going for murder here, even overtaking Jimsky in the very end. Go for go, it's last lap. Yeah, they could just have moved on, man. I was prepared to see some more. I'm thinking it's the last lap and you still have one to go. Yeah, yeah. I just did a Japan 2022 where everyone was like confused about last lap. But yeah, honestly, like I can't really tell if this would have ended any different if we had another lap to go. Like the DRS train was just changing around every single time. In the end, with the time penalties, it did not really matter anyways. Seagull was the only one on 3 seconds further up, and thus gets that P2. Fanta could not quite get the podium here, but I don't think he's gonna be too sad about before he's gotten. Kingsman 5th. I don't think he's gonna be too upset about that neither. And then we have Eric staying right where he started. Janneman losing some positions due to his crash and extra pit stop, of course. Jimsky at least getting 8th after some questionable racing lines as well. And we have Martin grabbing 2 points, and so is Lewis, as he has gotten the fastest lap in the end. So, yeah, we're already done. It's kind of crazy. We have now a good amount of time to go and prepare for real F1. Hopefully gonna be a banger as well. Yeah, apologies from my side for being absolutely, I don't know, weird in the head today. I hope you still enjoyed. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.